Gonna be feeding a few of the babies. I just carried them all in here, which is such a joy. And so she's getting started. Nice. It's not alive. It's a nice, warm fuzzy. I just warmed them up for her. So last time she had one. Yeah, she just had one. I tried to give her like one and a pinky, because she's a baby, but she's fine. Let's see how she does. She's starting on the wrong end, but that's okay. It can work. You know me, I love watching them eat. It makes me feel like they're healthy and everything. That's weird, girl. Why are you doing that? That's interesting. Something new. You're gonna fall. I think you're making it harder for yourself. I don't know. Maybe whatever works for you, kid. Oh, you're gonna fall. You're gonna fall. No. Here. Stay. Get in there. Eat there. Crazy. What was that about? I've never seen that. It's always weird when you eat it backwards. And at the end, you see the head going into the mouth and into the head. Ew. But hey, protein. She had a nice day. She drank her water. She came out and played for quite a while. And she's getting fed. Still got a little bit of a bump from last time. But the thing is, she's skinny. She's just like naturally skinny. The forest cobras are thin, somewhere in between like mamas and cobras. Let's just say Asian cobras, anyway. She's just skinny. It's just the way she is. Hey, Poland, how you doing? Thanks for coming. A minute ago, she was doing that, and then she lifted it up and put it onto the whole edge and was eating the edge. He's working. Look at how thin her tail gets towards the end. She's just an amazing animal. She's so sweet. Here we go again. Watch this. She winds up going up the thing. This is the weirdest thing ever. Look at this. Look at this. She's gonna go over the ledge again, I think. Oh, she can't lift it. Oh, it's too heavy for you. Oh, poor thing. It's like watching the Olympics with weightlifters. Oh, baby, you ready? All right. I think just keep going like that. You got it. You take your time. Take your time. Go on, slide. It takes her a while, but I like feeding her one of the fuzzy compared to like two of them, because what if she doesn't take the second one? And it's just like with juveniles, you want to know for sure that they're eating. If she even qualifies to be juvenile, she's just a baby. And we got a ton of other snakes I gotta eat. Crazy snakes, all sorts of crazy snakes. Everyone's coming to life. They know. Be glad that's not you. Could you imagine? It's okay, Bojangles. I'm glad that it wasn't live this time. You know, I don't like feeding live. And I was at a snake show. I just picked up a bunch of this stuff. And the lady with the live stuff wasn't around anyway, so it all works out good. Huh. Look at that shine. Look at that. Looks like she has horns, right? Does she look like an alien? You ever see Aliens, the movie? Doesn't it look like that? Like this, just like that. It's so cool how they find leverage and angles. It's amazing. Eating is a tremendous exertion for them. And then there's digesting, which is an even more tremendous one that goes over more time. Then there's shedding, which comes after, followed by pooping. It's like they're always going through some sort of, terrible strain. What's up, BK? This is Godiva, the girl. You're thinking of Hot Fudge, he's next. And he is shiny today. He's also nuts, as he is every day. She's doing a good job. It's a good meal for her. We always say, people always say that the meal should pretty much be the girth of the snake. But in reality, every snake that eats, you can tell they have a bump, so it's not quite true, is it? It's going to be always a little bit bigger. Because they smush it down, they squish it, then it's going to, expand once it's, it's contracted, it's going to expand when it's on the inside. And so it's going to be a little bit bigger. Yeah, she is looking good, right? Man, if I had a nice camera, like, I wonder if she'll be listening. Yeah, I look forward to that, you know. I have a lot of cobras that I don't post, and you know, some are 9 feet, 12 feet, 6 feet, and you know, the temperaments all vary. So you got to work with them all, and just you know, figuring out where that starting point is. Avant Presley, how you doing? Thanks for coming. Bojangles trying to break the door down. She wants to be with me because she's in heat. When I hold her, she feels better. You know, of course, she should be spayed, but she has a heart murmur, and a heart murmur in a cat is very serious. So, you know, they can't operate on her. So it's just, you know, we're sort of stuck with this. What kind of snake you got? Well, I have a lot. This is a black forest cobra. Her name is Godiva. She's happy to meet you. Yeah, and the kitty's got a baby, and the baby went, oh, that, if you only knew, that her baby, it's a tuxedo cat, has ripped just the life out of my leg. She won't stop scratching me. And I yell at her, and I yell at her, and, you know, she looks like she understands, and she just doesn't care and does it again. I wish I could show you my legs. You'd be grossed out. She just rips me up with no remorse whatsoever. Thank you. They say you're a beautiful girl. They are slender, but she's especially sort of thin. She eats a lot, you know, she eats good. She just gets longer, not really wider. It's funny, because Hot Fudge, Mayhem, all the other African ones, all the other cobras I have from all over the place, you know, they're all a little different. And she just gets longer. It's like a long string bean. And she's come a long way with this thing, huh? So now we're going to face the decision. Should we give her a little one of them and she'll take it? I bet I'll offer it, but I bet she won't take it. Yeah, she will only eat one usually, because she's very ladylike. But Hot Fudge will take whatever he can get. You know, he's a total pig. And he's up next. But sometimes she'll take like a little whatever, you know, a fuzzy or a pinky, and then she'll have a quail, a little baby quail, which is always a good, you know, it's nice to balance out their meals. You want a snake? So why don't you get one? How old are you? Are you a kid or adult? Well, you should be an adult. I made it not for kids. I read your mind. Alright, is the tongue gonna be back yet? When the tongue flicks it back, usually they're looking for, you know, other animals that are nearby right away. Because in the wild, if they find one baby animal, it's pretty likely they'll find another. So, you know, if they could, they'd usually... well, it's nice to meet you. I'm 58. And so, you know, a lot of times if they eat one, it's because they didn't find the second and third and whatever, because they would have killed them all at once. So they couldn't escape while they're eating one. So the thing is with her, that she's just so nice that she'll just eat one and just politely wait, or just not have seconds. But it's still pretty high up. See what I'm saying about the bump? Forest cobras, snake eaters in the wild, like king cobras, they eat snakes. They're not exclusive. You know, they don't only eat snakes. King cobras pretty much should eat exclusively snakes. They don't only do that, but you know, whatever, 90% of the time or whatever it is, they do. But you know, they're known to have something else. And in captivity, they're very hard to feed. You gotta, when you're like babies, you gotta scent the. Oh, such a pain in the ass. You gotta scent the babies with snakes. And how do you get dead snakes? You know, it's not easy for anybody. People say it's easy, but you know, I know a supplier, and then he stopped being a supplier. And what do you do if you're not in Florida hunting down Burmese pythons, right? But they're not like, I mean, monocle cobras, all cobras, to some extent, all snakes are cannibalistic, but no, I would say no. I wouldn't call them snake eaters, but they might sometimes eat snakes, if that makes any sense. Come on, baby, you're doing it. Yeah, you're getting it down. She's so sweet. I'm telling you, you could pick her up at any point in this process and just hold her, and she'll just stay. Look at the videos I posted from a few hours ago. She just stayed with me. She watched some YouTube with me. We watched some snake videos. We did some posting. She was on my arm the whole time. Like shakes. I mean, to be honest, they're all getting like this, except inland taipan. Boy, he needs work. Yeah, what's not to love, right, buddy? It's hard for me to understand people who don't. See, once they start doing that, like hooding up and stuff, then they could have more if they want. But we'll let her get it down a little bit before we make the offer. I don't want to clog her up. I don't understand how people don't love snakes. I understand at some conceptual level, but my heart doesn't understand. Like, what's not to love? You look at this face, it's so cute. You don't want to hold it? Don't hold it. Who needs to hold it? But how can you not love it, or at least respect the beauty and the cuteness of it? Some people just don't see it. So unfortunate for them. Then again, I don't see any beauty in spiders. They make me pass out. Legit pass out. Not, figurative. Like, literally. They make me dizzy, and then I start to pass out. What kind of snake is this little cutie guy? It's a girl, and she's a black forest cobra. There's different kinds. She's a Naja melnoluca. And you'll see some other ones in a bit that are also black forest cobras, but different species, believe it or not. So what do you say, girl? I don't know. She usually is happy with one. I'd like her to get it farther down. She's so ladylike. Isn't she like feminine and sweet and nice? Wildstar, what's up, man? He should do a series. No one knows how to handle snakes. Yeah, I'm doing that. Some people on YouTube just seem so callous, but he seems to try to handle them. Well, I've been doing it 45 years, and believe me, there's nothing special about me. I did venomous shows in Thailand like 5 times a day with cobras for 13 months, and I learned a lot, and I had a wonderful teacher out there. And he passed away while I was there. He got bit and died. It was terrible. It was just terrible. But, he taught me so much, and I've been blessed to be around some of the right people. But I've always just liked snakes. There's nothing that I'm doing that everyone can't do if they want to. That's all it is. If you want to do it, you love it, you want to take the risk. If you do it right, there's not that much risk really. But if you don't love them, then why risk it? It's not like you have to do it or anything. What do you think? What do you think, baby? You want the little one too? Second dessert? Go ahead, take it. What a good girl. What a good girl. Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I love watching Emil work its way down. Oh, that's good. Oh, I love when she eats seconds. She doesn't always do it. I'm surprised. Happy surprised. She always does that. She starts in the middle. I don't think she knows why. Hey, Jason, what's up, buddy? Glad you're here. I wish I was doing a great job on videos, man. I really need a camera. I just... Look, I have a very busy life. I have a full-time job, and I'm up at 3:30 a.m. every day, and I have a lot of people and animals to take care of. I do jiu-jitsu, and I work very late, and I just don't have time, like to go out and buy things. I guess I'll just order one from Amazon. It's not the way I want to do it, but I have no idea what I'm doing, you see. I don't know what I need. I don't really have... You got better in the past year. It's not saying much. And you're a good liar. Thank you. I just got a new phone, which wasn't even on purpose. The old phone just broke. But I would like to do it well. One reason I'd like to do it well is that I think it's good to occasionally handle venomous snakes with 2 hands. And I've been doing it for however long I've been on here for 1 hand. And I've used 1 hand, and in Thailand or in the shows at the Bronx Zoo sometimes I had to, but a sane person would use 2, and they might even use hooks, but I do a little different. What matters to me is The interaction. Go on the mat, hell yeah. The shoulder it's like it came directly from Satan, from the bluest flames of hell. I can't tell you the pain, man. Yeah, she's woofing it. The pain from the shoulder it's not like any other pain. You know, I've had lots of pain in my life, believe me, and I'm not a whiner about pain. But this pain is so bad, and what I'm gonna say is you're gonna question my sanity, even though I'm sure you have already. But I've asked doctors about amputating my arm, and I have thought about it. The pain is it's been 9 years of just utter agony, and every once in a while they'll give me a cortisone shot or something that has some minimalistic effect. They have this pill they're giving me, which is like a very strong Advil, not so good for your stomach, but I don't care. I can't live like this. You know, right now it's better. You know, it's like from a 1 to 10, it pops into 3, into 4, but then, you know, every couple of days it goes into a solid 10. You know, and man, it's absolute agony, and that's the pain that I have for the majority of time. And it's just there's shrapnel in there. There's shrapnel, and there's titanium stuff and 22 screws from a different actor that just happened to be in the same spot as the shattered humerus. So these metal fragments they cut into the flesh, and there's micro tears. It's just terrible. No, I mean, part of getting old. Yeah, I'm definitely getting old, and that's, I'm sure, a rotated cuff. I mean, I hate to whine about myself on this thing. I'm sorry to be depressing, but it's hard, man. I mean, there's no other pain I would talk about, but this pain, there's nothing like this pain. Nothing. All right, I think that's good. I don't want to stuff her to death. I'm not trying to grow her or anything, but really, you want? If you want, really? Look, I'll do it. Yeah, there'll be relief. They won't amputate it, even though I asked them. And I have considered prosthetics and all that. I mean, I know it sounds nuts, but suddenly when you're 9 years in agony, suddenly it starts making sense. All right. You want to try one more? I'm willing. I'll give you a little tiny one. That's what you want. You don't have to. You really want it? You're chubby? Or what, you just like to grow? You don't have to. Think about it. Maybe not, huh? Maybe not. It's up to you. I think maybe not, but whatever you want, I respect. What do you think? No, this isn't. No, I'm glad, because it would have been too much. I just wanted to sort of see. No, I traded fudge for a radiator. I didn't. I pawned him. It's a long story, but fudge. I saw Fudge the other day. He's doing great. He's getting kind of chubby. Where do I put her for now? Let me just give her a place to stay in the meantime while we're here. I'm sitting on nothing but wood. Hang on a second. Let me just give her somewhere to stay for a minute. You good, baby? You filled up? You feeling good? It's wonderful, right? It's wonderful for me to see. Sorry for the phone for a second. Give me a second. The snake heard you say food. That's how I think about them. All right. Yeah. Use this. You can hide for a minute. Here's a little bit of water. Just for as I feed your buddy. All right. Well, I shouldn't say buddy. I'm not sure what they are. I've introduced them. Fudge and Godiva know each other. But, they're both so young they won't be having babies anytime soon. They're not the same kind, Jason. They're very similar. They'll look the same until you look carefully. And they're actually classified as different species. It's funny. She's Naja Melaleuca. And you might say she looks just like him. Let me get him. I put him in a tote also. And I hate carrying them here. But, he's Naja guinensis. So they're really not the same kind. But I guess you develop an eye for that. I'm sure you'll know by now. Alright, let's see where Mr. Crazy Pants is here. What you do? Hot fudge. Is this hot fudge? That's you. You see how he's got a different kind of black? What's up, buddy? How's Mr. Crazy Head? You know, something to eat? Hold on, let me just find something to use. I had smaller tongues. Wait 1 sec, guys. 48 watching, only one like. Come on, guys. I don't care who likes it. Thanks, Wildstar. I appreciate it. But really, you know, I just do this for fun. I don't want to get into that sort of feeling, you know. I like having just some nice people chilling out, enjoying the experience. I appreciate it all. It's really nice here. But I don't really care how many followers we have. I care about just having some fun with good people. What do you say, buddy? You're going to eat. He's always eating. Come here, you pig. Take it. You see, he tries to bite it. She's so gentle. Liked and sub. Thank you, Martin. So, Martin and you guys, Jason Wildstar, Yvonne, can you see a difference in color now? Funny thing is, I see more of a difference now than I ever have. He looks like totally black compared to what she just looked like. But that's not normally the case. It's the way the light is hitting him. It's not fair. I'm giving you the light is making him look much darker. But on the other hand, the light was hitting her too. So I don't know. Maybe it's more accurate. Man, he looks good today, doesn't he? And he'll put away 2 and ask for 3rd. He's a pig. You know hot fudge is nuts, right? Well, I could be wrong on either end of this, but you know, the light is hitting them both, so it's making her look a little bit less black, and him making him, you can see how more black he is. Or it's just distorting it, but I'm starting to think, you know, it looks a little bit more like when it's 3-dimensional than normally. Truthfully, I only started watching the channel for your serval. I know. I was only started watching for snakes too. Yeah, I think that's true of most people. Swaggers is nuts. Is that a king cobra in Phoenix? Well, I don't know, not in Phoenix. I'm not quite sure what you're referencing, but this is not a king cobra, of course. You know, everybody likes to say king cobras aren't cobras. You know, they're not true club cobras, meaning they're not from the Naja family. So this is the, yeah, Swagger's a trip. This is the longest true cobra, meaning, you know, the first word starts with Naja. I think king cobras are Naja, but they're not. I think they should be. You know, a lot of people that have been around for a long time, like the older guys, we think that it should be. But, you know, because they eat snakes, whatever. There's some little tiny differences in the jawbone and so on. But, you know, they have a certain intelligence. But, you know, I'd put these guys against them any day. I don't care what, you know, conventional wisdom is. I've had king cobras. I had a king cobra for many years. And he was smart. But fudge is smart. Hot fudge is smart. Mayhem is smart. You know, I guess I'm talking about African cobras. You know, it's like African black Burmese mountain tortoises or the brown Burmese tortoises compared to, say, a sulcata tortoise. There's a difference. Because, you know, the Asian ones have been around for, you know, hundreds of millions of more years. So they've evolved more. Snake eater. I hope you don't mean yourself. I don't know if you're in my chat group. It's sorry, but I didn't mean to disturb you. It's Venomous Snakes Classifies on Facebook. But I posted something today about people in Vietnam eating cobras, and as much as that is something that's distasteful to us, you know, that's one of the primary foods. It's like a staple food that they eat. So it's understandable. They're doing it to stay alive. And it's an interesting process. I, of course, feel bad for the snakes like you guys, but yeah, it's just interesting. It's up on the site anyway if you're interested. Amy, your snake is killing that thing. I don't know who Amy is, but okay. He is. Do you have an all-time favorite species, whether to work with, or is rarity or pattern just favorite? Absolutely, the boom slang. Boom slang, to me, there is nothing that compares to its beauty. Nothing. You know, I think all snakes are beautiful, but to me, you see, when it gets all this, like, substrate on it, that's okay. There's a word for it. Secondary something. Secondary consumption or composition or something. I don't know what it is. But it's okay. You know, they do it in the wild, and they digest it perfectly, and it doesn't taste bad because they don't have taste palates. But yeah, boom slings to me, the thing with boom slings is their beauty is just not comparable to anything. It's just from another planet. They're out of this world. Though, you know, there are a million second and third places, but there's nothing to me like a boom sling. Everyone disagrees. It's the one snake that, you know, I breed and I have a million of. Oh, I have, you know, a couple hundred cobras. I, you know, I feel like I know more about cobras in terms of handling, but I don't. You know, when you work with cobras, you can work with a cobra more systematically based on its body mechanics and morphology. You can manipulate its system, you know, not like a chiropractor would, but you would have the same understanding of someone like a chiropractor. Like you understand, or an orthopedist, you understand how they can and can't bend. All right, so you're taking advantage of opportunities, and there's nothing they can do about it. With a rattlesnake or a boom slang or what I have today, some gaboon vipers or something. Um, they're the mamba. With them, it's different. You don't. Well, with the mamba, you have a little bit more because they're only lap, but they're built in a similar way. But generally speaking, when it comes to say rattlesnakes and so on, um, you have to then. It's not like this external thing where you could base it on how they're built and what they can and can't do. Then it has to do with you making peace with you finding a really deep calm in yourself through meditation, aikido, whatever it is, tai chi, I don't know. Everyone's different. For me, it's aikido. And then them sensing that, and then you sort of have to establish a bond that involves a tremendous risk, except you can't feel it. If you feel there's a risk, there will be, again, there will be a risk. This is what she did. You know, I don't like seeing him eat substrate either, but it is okay. So it's very different, you know. So when I say I feel more like a specialist in cobras, I do because I did those shows for so long in Thailand. But you know, it was good money. It was for tourists. It was 5 times a day. I worked with hundreds and hundreds, thousands of wild cobras, spectacles, and monocles mostly. But you know, it's a different kind of handling. And so when you come back from a place like that, after, you know, I was always handling everything, but when you come back from a place like that, when you're doing cobras all day, you know, I mean, all day, with, and I had the guy who, Bunring Puang, who was his real name was Puacha, Bunryong Puacha. He had some nicknames, but they called him Cobra Man. He's the guy on YouTube who slaps the cobra. And he's the one in the video called Cobra Selection. And we became, you know, like best friends out there. And we did everything together. He was doing things like me. I was doing things like him before we met. You know, like we both, you know, would grab a cobra from the front, not behind, and work our way up. And, you know, take off eye caps using, you know, that way. And that's what we both did in shows before we even started to really influence each other. So that was a blessing. Of course, you know, I don't want to see him die. That was March 24th of the year 2000. I'll never forget that. But he wouldn't get treatment, you know. I begged him to go. He wouldn't go. Instead, he was drinking beer and he's trying these crazy herbal things, which you just know aren't going to work. And all sorts of crazy things that these little voodoo weirdo doctors do that just, there was a fly in there. That, sorry, buddy, you know, just counterproductive, if anything. So you got a gift. Thank you, Jason, but I don't. I wish I could say I did, that I was conquering my fears and learning stuff. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just not scared of them, and so it works out well. Anyone can do it, honestly. I'm not trying to be humble. Anyone can do it. You know, it's just a question of getting over your fear. When it comes to cobras, a little bit of study on the structure of their body is extremely helpful. But even if you didn't know that, and you're going to do it like the majority who say, you know, like the big YouTubers, you'll be okay if you're not scared. But a lot of them, you know, they are scared. They try to hide it, but you can see by the placement of the hands and how they take it out they take it out from the back third instead of the front third. And if you really think about that, imagine taking a cobra out, especially with a vision cage, which is sideways, and you're taking out the back third, I'll make a video on this. As you're taking it out, there is absolutely no reason why it couldn't bite you if it wanted to. You know, I don't care how much they push the head back. There comes a point where it absolutely could. But, you know, our way, I say our, unfortunately he's gone, but our way, that's just not possible. It's physically not possible for them. So look, to each his own. But I just feel like it's good to have a systematic method so that you know, not believe, not hope, you know it's going to work. Otherwise, you're left with doubt. Doubt spawns fear, and fear is they're gonna reflect that fear back at you, and suddenly, you know, you're dead. I like working with the big viper. I guess you mean the gaboon viper. Love it. He's a sweet boy. That was my first time holding him. I didn't plan on doing it. It was just like with the Mexican West Coast rattlesnake yesterday. I took him out, a little baby. He's right behind me, but I can't bend that well. I'll show you in a second. It was special, you know. I didn't plan on doing it, just that I could feel it was the right time. Same thing with that one. Same thing with the fertile ants we have out here somewhere in one of these. I put her in one of these things. I forget which one. She's here. Maybe in there. I don't know. I put them all in different ones each time. So we'll feed her. Oh no, we're gonna have to feed her tomorrow because she's gonna eat live. And when she eats live, man, the thing is alive. She bites it, then it's dead. He asked me, Mr. Chalupa. Yeah, BK. Yeah, Chalupa. What do you think? Chalupa works for you? Chalupa just works for me. But it wasn't my idea. It was the idea of a guy, I think his name was Jacob. He's a subscriber, I think. And he suggested Chalupa for which one? Yeah, for her, for the fertilizers. But I liked it for him. So we're going to go that route. So what snakes do you guys have? Anybody got anything venomous or not? And what are you planning on getting on next? I always love to hear what people are planning on getting. It's almost more exciting. Damn, he's eating a lot of substrate. It's almost more exciting, isn't it? When like a snake is on the way, or you're about to get it, or you're going to the show. Isn't that like the most exciting time? You know, or not. Yeah, there is, you know, to me, keeping venomous is one thing, you know, whatever. What matters to me is handling venomous. People who are venomous keepers, I don't consider them to be in the same hobby as me. What I do is I'm just a handler. I'm sure they know more than me. I'm sure they have more knowledge and everything, but I just value the interaction. That's what I care about, the bond that you can develop with them. Because they can't make that journey to you, you know. You have to make it to them. And then when you do that and they accept you, you have to earn that respect, that trust. It's not bestowed. What just happened to you? Seriously? You dropped it? Are you kidding me after all that? I'll give you a new one. Let's do this again. Alright. Let's just do it. Let's call it a redo. Alright, yeah, it got too messy, huh? Even for you. Alright. So we could feed you in a different thing. Hold on, buddy. Everything's filled with water. Hold on, hot fudge. Let me get you. I'll put you in a different one. Hold on, buddy. So many jokes in this place. Yeah, that's kind of disgusting. I don't blame you. Don't even think about it. I'll kick your ass, buddy. Don't make me mad. I don't sweat you, you big baby. Alright, let's do it without substrate. Let's go on this one. Sorry, man. That was a lot of work for nothing. Huh? I know the feeling. Alright. Let's just try it again. Give you a nice juicy one. We'll throw out the disgusting one. Hang on. Patience. Patience, remember, it's a virtue, I told you. Alright, here. Boom, go get it. Bite it. Bet you missed. Come on. Bang. Good boy. Hey, it's Area Z. Thank you. Don't blow up his head, though. His head is already pretty inflated. Alright, so we take out this disgusting one. I'll just put it there for a second. Away from the clean ones. And there it goes. Much better, right? Much better. I can't sit like this, no way. Hold on, guys. I'm just uncomfortable. See, I sit on my knees. To get used to it. But here, there's just things under my feet. What kind of snake is it? This is a forest cobra. It's a black forest cobra. The scientific name is Najakinensis. Wow. How could that be so fast? Wow, that substrate really slowed you down, huh? Wow. Buddy, you woofed that down. Look at the difference. Jesus, now I feel like an idiot. Let's do it again. Swallow it. Take your time, take your time. Yeah, holy Christ, I can't believe how fast he did that, Jason. Alright, here, let's do it again, piggy. Yeah, ready? Yeah, 2. I know you want it, and you know you want it, let's not play. Yeah. You want to get it down a bit? Alright, alright. Yeah, kill it. Kill the dead thing. Bang! Alright, here comes number 2. Man, he really woofed that down, huh? What a pig. Is it poisonous? Yeah. People like to mention that, you know, something that's poisonous, like Socrates, he drank hemlock, right? So that was something he ingested and it killed him. And Cleopatra, she was bitten by an Egyptian cobra, and there's something injected into her from, you know, something externally. So that killed her. So she was killed by a venomous snake. Socrates was killed by a poisonous liquid. Nene, how you doing? This is a cobra, a black forest cobra. Maybe I should have posted that. Oh, damn, this is such an uncomfortable position. I wish you knew how I was sitting. If you could see me, you'd laugh. Got the worst spot in the house. Hold on. Now, the taipan, he's insane, you know, because he's new. He's come a long way, but when you first go in there to work with him, he just trips out. So you have to go like 1 millimeter a second. And that to him is speeding. Ingest it. Well, yeah, what'd I say? So there are snakes that are poisonous, like the keelback. You could eat it and you could die. But it could also bite you and you could die. So you pick your poison. Thing is, I don't care at all. English is the only language that makes that distinction. And I'm not worried about people going out and eating snakes and dying. I don't find that to be a legitimate concern. So I don't care about the distinction. In Spanish works just fine. In Arabic, in every other language, you know, no one's worried about people eating snakes. But we like to, you know, dwell on the details a bit with this. I don't know why. Point is, don't get bit. Alright, thank you, Jason. But it doesn't matter if you want to hit like, you know, it really doesn't. I mean, it's a sweet thought, but I just hope you enjoy the videos and that you get entertainment from it and that it can be informative. That's all that matters to me, honestly. And beyond that, I like sharing the experiences of these snakes and trying to help people understand that, you know, there could be in some utopian society a situation where everybody handled for you know, venomous snakes. There could be where everyone would be able to free handle them, and if they wanted to, like, let's just pretend the whole world wanted to. It sounds insane, I know, but just imagine for a second, hypothetically, you know, people would see them so differently because, you know, in the absence of getting to know that other side of them, all you're going to see is the initial reaction, which is always going to be defensive and reactive and all that, right? So, you know, it's a panicked state, and people see them in a panicked state and assume it's their natural state, and it's not. When you're not there, they're not panicked. Well, you get there, and that's all you see. You just see the panic moment. You know, they're very chill. They don't want to hurt people. Like soft-scaled vipers, I have one. Hold them all the time. It's a sweetie, but they kill more people a year than any other snake. Why? Because they get stepped on, But look where we are. Not that I'm so great, but I could hold him, and it's like he holds me right back. He's a sweetie. I wouldn't step on him, and they don't mean to. It's just a tough situation. How much we can spend in heart like that? I'm sorry. I'm not sure what you mean by on a pet. Oh, you mean how much are they? Well, he's more. He was um, like 450. But he's from an extremely good breeder, like the best of the best. Because I was very particular about that. It wasn't from a show. The other ones, they're all different prices, but he was the most expensive because of his species. Should I give him a third? He's a pig. I can give him a pinky. I'm sure he'll take it. He's such a little piggy. But you don't want to get one if you're not really into it. If you love it, you should definitely get one. You're asking for more? All right. I got you. I'm going to give you a smaller one. He'll wolf this thing down. I'm going to have to boil some more of these. I like to boil them a little bit because it helps to hydrate them. Go for it. That's not too small. Don't be picky. Don't be persnickety. You're ticklish. Snakes move by visual cues. There he goes. Round 3. He's a big boy. He's going to be 4 feet. You'd be surprised. He's not far from 4 feet now. If you were to spread him out, he's not far from 4 feet. He's really not. What is this thing? I don't know. It's just a tote from Walmart. But let's just call it 2 feet. He easily goes beyond that. I don't know. He's somewhere in between 3 and 4. He's just a baby. Oh, you got a red-tailed boa. They're beautiful. Did he just eat that? I didn't even notice that I was talking so much. Did he just eat that so fast? Well, what else could it be? Wow. You're a slob, buddy. What a little glutton. How much you want to eat? I don't mind giving young snakes extra food. I really don't. Let's give them one that's in between. All right, Fatso, here. You want this one too? Come on, hot fudge. He's always been like this. And honestly, thank God, man. Thank God that he's a healthy snake. And he drinks, he's hydrated, he's well fed, and it eases my mind like you can't imagine. It's like an obsession I have. I need to know they're okay. Or I honestly don't sleep and I have to get up extremely early. Alright, so after him we'll feed someone else. I got them all here in their little totes. Please don't think they live in them. I always get criticized for that. They don't live in... If you only knew what I go through. I gotta carry them... Yeah, he's a great eater. I gotta carry them here from the whole other room every day. Clean, spot clean the other ones. And then I often deep clean them. And then, after all that, people tell me that I keep them in these totes. You can't really keep us... I mean, you can keep them in a bin. Some do very well like that, but you can't keep it. It's a tote. It's a Walmart tote. All right, you're done. That's it for you. You can ask, but you ain't getting no more. All right, tomorrow, by the way, we're gonna do some live feedings with the Mamba. Yeah, he's just a slob. All right, hot fudge. I'll put you in this one. I know it's stupid. Yes, he's a male. I know it's stupid, but even though it's just a transport thing, I like him to have his... Well, I want them all to have their water and substrate. I don't know. It just makes me feel better. And the ones that don't are just in something that's temporary for now. You'll see what I mean. All right. Because I switched them while I'm in the room. All right, Chubby. Come here. Come here, you portly big baby. Look at you. You stuff your face. That to him is a happy meal. That's a happy boy. All right. Oh, you know what? Here, let me put your little cave. I got your cave. I got your little cave here. Remember? Okay, see? Get your little cave that you like. I'll take you home after everybody else eats. Come here. Come here, chunky thing. You chunky thing. Man. I could just see him going to McDonald's, just ordering, one of everything. Come on. Jesus, you're all filled with mouse. Actually, it's rat. It's fuzzy rat. Go in your little hide and start digesting. Go easy. Go easy. You're really filled up. How many did he eat? 4, right? Right? 2 big ones and 2 little ones. No, 2 big ones, 1 little one, and then the middle one. What else do you have? Honestly, there's too many to mention. I have 147 cobras in Roxborough. I keep some in North Carolina in 2 different places. And right now with me, I have 51 or something. I got to do a count. But all the snakes you have captive bred, definitely not. Most are wild caught. And most people don't like that. They're concerned about, they'll have various concerns. I don't mind at all. In fact, I find it a little bit easier, which no one else will say. But we each have our way and our preferences, so who cares? All right, let's see who's next. I don't remember who's where. This might be... So who did we do? We did Godiva, who's in here, and now we did you. Alright, so let's do... Now the fertile ants is going to be a little... Is that the fertile ants? Yeah. Let's do a little snake. Who did I put in here? Oh, that's the taipan. He's too nuts. We're going to have to do him in a different container. I'm going to have to take the water out of this big one, otherwise he'll pop out of it. You can't imagine. Alright, who's in here? I forget who I put where. This might be okay. This is maybe what I call a rattlesnake. Do you free handle the wild caught snakes? You're only the captive bred. I free handle them all. I don't really love the word free handle because I just handhold them because I don't know why they call it free handling. It makes me think of someone like escaping. What happened to your water? What happened to your water? It's wet, but there's no water. Oh, buddy, I'm sorry. Who do we have in here anyway? Hey, buddy, this is what I call a rattlesnake. This is sprinkles. All right, let me first give you a little water. I gotta change your stuff anyway. Now, the thing with them is he'll probably eat it, but you see, they will tell you that rattlesnakes, they're pit vipers and they need to see the heat signature. Well, that's certainly not true. They can say all they want, and it still doesn't make it true because they'll eat it when it's cold. Where are the little... There we go. The little one. Alright. He usually eats something bigger, but we'll do that tomorrow and give him something to chow down on. Just a little snack, a little papa. What do you say, buddy? Look. Boom. Now, you see he doesn't hold on to it? It's different. Some snakes, this is what I call a rattlesnake. Cortalis virgulans. Some snakes will bite and hold, and some will let go. Well, why? The ones that bite and hold, for example, take a boomslang. They're going for birds. If they would let go, a normal snake like this one, let's say, could let it go, wander a bit. It's going to die. It's going to follow its path. It's going to, chase the scent and eat it. Boomslang can't do that. But more importantly, more commonly rather, you take a death adder or a gaboon viper, one that depends on camouflage. Now, for them, they have to wait and wait, sometimes for months for something to pass by, and then boom, they go for it. Well, they just can't afford to let it go because it's not in their nature to chase after it afterwards. They want to just sit there, hang out, do nothing, because that's what gaboon vipers do, nothing, and then eat it. So they can't afford to let it go. It's just not their metabolism. So that's why their strikes are so fast. You see a gabino or a rhino or any bitis, gabbies, even death adders, but they're lapids, but they're similar puff adders, all those guys. They're gonna bite and they're gonna try to hold it, even like a Cerastes, because they're mostly burrowing, or even like a Spittalaps lubricus and so on. Cape coral, they call them cobras, but they're not. And the Angolan coral cobras, they're gonna bite and try to hang on. The thing with them is they're so damn clumsy that they never really hit it. I don't know how they survive in the wild. The Spittlelabs, the Angolan coral cobra, and the Cape coral cobra, they are the clumsiest eaters ever. Anyway, this guy, what he's doing is he's waiting for it to die. You see, it's just an instinct. I think he knows that it is dead. But they follow the instinct, and he's looking this way because this is when, a predator could... I don't like that he's on this wet stuff. I think he spilled his water. This is when a predator could lose his meal, or once he gets started on it, of course, he has no defense, and then he's vulnerable and can get eaten by a predator who would then get him and his prey. If there were other mice around, they would kill them usually first. They're just different, the camouflage predators, and they have opportunity. There's all sorts of stupid words, Either they chase them or they don't. The ones that chase them tend not to hold on. They don't need to. But if they can, sometimes they do. And some snakes are just sweet. They'll just take it and, very gently eat it like a diver. Why isn't a king cobra true cobra? It's a separate classification. I think it should be. But it has its own classification. Some of the structure is different. The scalation is different. There are obviously just size difference and so on. There's differences in the mandible, in the jaw. Some of the dentition is different. But I personally, there are some old timers like me who we feel like, look, just look at it, and then look at a monocle cobra, and there you go. They eat snakes too. They just don't eat them exclusively. So, I think really it's just people, glorifying the fact that they eat snakes, which, whatever, who cares what they classify? Really, who cares? Like, why does it matter? I don't think scientists care that much about it. They just make the classification, they're done. We're the ones that dwell on it afterwards. I honestly don't know why it doesn't affect the price, doesn't affect your interaction. Who cares? I don't. So, if you call it true cobra, it's fine by me. I think it is, but I don't care. Now, this guy, he's always a good eater. And again, it's interesting because they say there's so many myths. Most conventional wisdom, most what quote common knowledge about snakes is just misinformation. I think that you should all base your own determinations and decisions, all your decisions, only and solely the facts as you know them, on empirical data, what you see that's experiential. And my experience has been you feed a rattlesnake or any pit viper something that's cold, because this mouse got cold and he's eating it. Well, don't tell me that he's depending on his pit vipers all the time. There's much more to them. And the other thing is they differentiate size. I could pick him up right now. I wouldn't because I don't want to disturb him, but I could, and he wouldn't bite me. He doesn't confuse his food with me. When that happens and people get bit and they call it a feeding response, that's because they open the cage too fast or they stuck their hand in there fast and they're scared. If you're moving slow and in a way that they don't mind ever. You could do it while they're eating. They just won't care. They see you're not going to take it. You're not a threat. They can understand that. I really don't care what anyone else says. They can believe what they like because they should base it based on their own experiences. But their experiences are based on very rapid motions, and that provokes a certain kind of behavior, which I don't believe is necessary. But again, it's just my opinion based on my experiences, and I write stuff. I've been writing things down for 5 decades. For whatever it's worth. I'm not really trying to convince anyone, but I am trying to convince you to make your own decisions based on your own experience, not mine. If it's helpful, good. But I'm sure there are people who know better, and people who know just differently. There's the right way, the wrong way, and there's my way. Do you think if your hand is scented, they would, like the rats, or no? I've done that. I've made videos on that. I've taken mice and rats, and live ones and dead ones, rubbed them all over my hands, and then hand-fed them. Right out of my hand, they took it, no problem. There's so many myths. If you think that you smell like a rat and you're going to get bit, you're acting different. So you might get bit because you're scared. There's no need to do it. But I think there's a need to know it, and people get mad at me because I say what are these unpleasant truths. Like, I get asked all the time, why do people need to know that? Why do they need to know that why not be careful? Just take what do you say? Better safe than sorry. Why not do that? Right? And then just not worry about it. Well, because it's not true. I proved it. I wiped my hands on many videos with mice and rats, and then I handed them with my hand, and they didn't even come close to mistaking me for the mouse. And a lot of these guys, they get bit, and then they're scared for whatever reason, and then afterwards they'll remember they were handling a mouse or a rat, and then suddenly it's because it was that. But it's a fine excuse. It's just not based on anything that's within the realm of reality, as I understand it. Why the snake wasn't moved to other bin to eat? This is the other bin that it was moved into. From the other room, it's just been sitting here for a bit, and I think he spilled his water somehow. But that's really wild. I was curious because you mentioned sometimes you have to scent the food. Yeah, sometimes you scent the food. Like if you have a Naja Nana, which is a dwarf, it's like a water cobra, then you might have to scent pinkies with these fish. I can't think of the word right now. I will. There's a special kind of a fish that's healthy for them. But even they can be weaned. I think it's good to give them just what they would eat in the wild, though. The wild isn't always the best model either, In the wild, they don't have the selection that we have to choose for them from. So we can often give them a more well-balanced diet, certainly a more steady diet than they'd get in the wild, What happened, buddy? He started backwards. Now, in my opinion, these are the most beautiful rattlesnakes. I love these guys. And I had a tragedy with one. I don't have many health problems with my snakes, but, more than a year ago, a bit more than a year ago, Whatnot passed away. And Whatnot was a beautiful, sweet Frotalis bicorundus who I loved to death. And just a baby. And, one day I went in there and he was just dead. He was eating, he was drinking, he was fine. And to this day, I don't know. I didn't do a necropsy. I was devastated. And, there are people who articulate the snakes when they're dead. They'll take them and have their bones set up in a certain way. To me, my question would be, why not do that with a puppy? You see, that would break my heart every day, and I just can do without it. But I understand there are people who consider their snake specimens, not pets or anything. So there's so many different perspectives out there. I just feel like there's a venomous hobby, there's the keeping, there's venomous keepers, and then there's handlers. And look, I'm just a handler, I just love them. I don't know much about them. I just love them is all. That's my one attribute. But I didn't say that, by the way. I didn't say you have to scent the food. There are people who do. It wasn't something I said. Almost. Well water. Well, that's been going around on YouTube a bit. I don't know. It's hard to make that determination. You have to discern it from so many things. Like, Talanolan's going through that, so he changed the water to spring water. It certainly can't hurt. It seems like a very good idea. But I just don't know how he knows. Maybe he just eliminated everything else. But there's so much to everything else, it's hard to really know. What's up with you? What's up with you? You bit it? You want your privacy? Alright, let's give you that. Some snakes don't like to eat on camera because the camera gives off infrared. Alright, you. Yeah, I'll give you privacy. You eat. He'll eat it. Alright, let's see who we can do next. That one looks like a female. Yeah, he's a boy. I sexed him myself. I don't mean I had sex with him. People often... I don't know how people can misinterpret that. Alright, we have to do a death adder. But let's see who's here. Oh, God, this one's heavy. I forgot why I put it in there. Oh. So that's going to be... Hang on, I got to put the phone down for a second. Oh, goodness. Jeez. That's got to be Yenta. Yenta is going to stay here for a minute. Is that you? Oh, no. That's not why you're heavy. All right. My bad, little buddy. Oh, shoot, I didn't give him back his cape. All right, we'll be fine. Alright, so in here, I think I put my South American rattlesnake. I don't always put them in the same told it doesn't matter. All right. Yeah, this is him. So this guy is just a sweet, wonderful boy. What's up, buddy? I love him. He looks a little bit like a Zabcan, but he's not. He's a South American rattlesnake. They look similar. He's from a family called Crotalus duricis, and they have a nasty venom. It's a mixture of hemotoxic and neurotoxic and some cytotoxic, and I think some myotoxic. So it's got every toxic. It's just like a multivitamin, just inverse. Hey, you, yum yum, yum yum, yum yum. Yum yum, I see you on bed. Yeah. How many times have you been bitten? No offense. When people ask that, it's implicit that there was a time. I've never been bitten in 45 years. I do this for many hours a day with many, many venomous snakes, and I've never gotten bitten. Like it's not like you have to get bitten. Really, it depends on your trust of them. It depends on the relationship you form. I think that if I had just been sticking my hand in this guy's cage right now real fast, I'd be bitten right now. It just depends. I just feel like if you love them, you'll care for them, right? When was your first hunt? I was a little kid, and it's such a sad story. I grew up in Spain, but I was born on an American military base in a place called Moron. It was an Air Force base in Seville, Andalusia, Spain. And so I went to Spain school. So I had these sort of two cultures going on. And I had this mentor. He was not a pleasant person. And I dated his daughter, which he didn't like. Whole story. But he, finally, he saw that I was handling things. And, it took me like 5 years just to get his approval. I started very young. So when I was like 17, I think, he said, all right, I'm going to get you your own. I said, honestly, I've been handling everything here, so can I pick? He's like, yeah, you go ahead. You pick the one you want. So I said, I want a black mamba. He says, no problem. So he gets me a prairie rattlesnake. And I was so psyched to have that black mamba. I thought, for once, he's going to do something nice. And I know he didn't do it to be nice. He did it to piss me off. But I loved it. I loved it. Named it Luis. Kept him for a long time. And later on in life, I got a black mamba named Gus, who was with me for 16 awesome years, and he was the sweetest snake. Man, there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about him. He was something I can't even talk about. It just messes me up. So anybody out there have any hots yet with all you people? Or any other snakes besides the boa? Or is anybody getting something soon? I always love to hear about what you guys are getting. And if you ever need help with anything, hit me up. You can join my Venomous chat group. There's like 45,000 people now. Venomous Snakes Classified on Facebook. I'll approve any of you guys. And it doesn't have a rattle. And you can just hit me up on Facebook anyway. Jeffrey Leibowitz, Leibowitz. If you ever have questions or need help, I'm more than happy to help you with anything you want. And please don't think that this is something you can't do. If you love it, you can, and we'll help you. There's tens of thousands of people that are cool. There's no reason to say something like, I'm a professional, I can, and you can. That's all nonsense. Of course you can. It's just a question of, taking your time and finding a venomous snake species that you really want to work with. Because if you start with one, you get a first hot, which a lot of people say should be a copperhead. I don't say that, but a lot of people do. Copperheads are kind of nippy, and if you don't really want to work with them so you can work with them for a long time, and you don't really like them, you're far more likely to make a mistake. People are just less careful with snakes that they don't really want as much. They don't really want to savor the process. So, we can help you sort of determine which snake you want and what would be the best first one for it, or just how to get that one. There's no reason why you can't start with the one that you like if you just sort of do it in the right way. un cascabel dentro de casa, it's Portuguese. Es un cascabel dentro de casa porque me gusta mucho y es mi buen amigo. He said, why do you have a rattlesnake inside of your house? Alright, you want more? You want more? What do you say? And notice it's not hot and he just doesn't care. That whole thing about pit vipers needing it to be hot is nonsense. You're looking at it proof right now. Hold on a second. Boom. Good job. Grudy says, do you have to be a licensed handler to own venomous snakes where you live? No. In North Carolina, where I have some, I have a lot of cobras, 147 cobras and a bunch of other snakes. No. If you're in the city, let me just explain something. If snakes or a serval cat or whatever is legal in the state, that doesn't mean it's legal in the whole state. That means that the local municipalities, they can say yes or they can say no. And what always happens invariably is that in the rural areas, they'll say yes or they just won't care at all. They'll say nothing, which is yes, because then the state law will prevail. But in, like, say, Raleigh, North Carolina, or Durham, then no. That's illegal and a terrible idea. In South Carolina, really no one cares. The laws are very much more lenient here and I think better. So, it depends where you are. Texas has good laws. North Carolina has good laws. South Carolina has good laws. Pennsylvania has good laws. Wisconsin has good laws. It depends what you want. And it depends where in the state. It depends on your local municipality. Except in one state where you can have everything. I think it's Oregon. I think it's Oregon, where you could have anything you want, and there's nothing. You can just have whatever you want. About to get a boa emperador. Cool. Venomous snake's a bit advanced for me. I'll stick to your videos. Whatever you want, man. As long as you're happy with what you're doing, Snakes are the best, aren't they? And especially when they're eating and stuff for you. It's just such a wonderful feeling. And this guy, I'm telling you, he's such a nice snake, The minute I got him, I took him home and I opened the thing and he came towards me in the most gentle way, because I just put my hand inside and he just came, he just came. And it's not a credit to me. It's just that I wasn't scared of him. That's my talent, if you think it's a talent. Put a spider in front of me and I'll pass out. For real. It's no talent. If you want to have a snake, you can. It's just, you can't and have, fear of it unless you're going to keep them locked up forever. And then they'll be scared of people because every time you take them out, it's going to be a traumatic experience for them. And if you even walk by, they're going to be terrified. So I don't particularly care for that way. Oh, beautiful baby, what kind of rattle? This is a South American rattlesnake, Rotalis teresiis. I love you see like the line on his neck? A lot of the snakes that you find more in South America and Central America have that. Here in this country, most of them will have, just, those diamonds. Yeah, I love that pattern. Thank you, JTD. It's pretty, right? They make, I don't like when they make boots out of snakes, of course, but they also just make designs for clothing just based on the patterns of snakes, particularly a python. They have such a beautiful pattern. And notice, by the way, it's not a morph. It's, the normal one, the natural one, the kind that, we all have when I was a kid. See, the older people like me, we used to get non-venomous, venomous, because we liked that snake. The bull python thing with the morphs hadn't happened yet. So we just got the snake that we liked, and, maybe even a snake that had some affinity for us. But, everything changed. And when these paint jobs came out, they're so beautiful and it's hard to resist. I understand. But it changed things, and it made it so people were buying the snakes not for their temperament or for the certain, for a special interaction that would lead somewhere. Instead, it was just for the patterning, which to me is hard to understand. What kind of ball python you got, man? And I have nothing against them. I love ball pythons. I just find that, I think that, well, one, there's too many at the shows, and not that's not that um, such a long-standing thing. That's like the last 10 years the shows have come just predominantly ball pythons, which for you guys is wonderful. I like ball pythons, but I also like retics, and I like to see more of them in shows. It's just there used to be more variety, but a natural morph. I got a ball because they're mid-size. Yeah, I think that's why they use them in the first place to create so many morphs. It started with the balls and the retics, and now look, we're even in boas. But that was the thing. They were like the middle ground, and it's just funny. Like we used to talk about the fact that they formed balls. People don't even do that anymore. It's just like you know, we talk about their pattern, which I get. I would just were it me looking for. I never had a ball python, but if I were looking for one, I would look for one that was maybe cool morph or not. I wouldn't care, but one that I personally liked that I wouldn't base. I don't know how to put it. I wouldn't put it on the patterning. I put it more on the snake itself. That's what I think I'm trying to say. But don't listen to me. I don't really, have popular opinions. Everyone's have their own. I think it's important. All right, a natural morph. When you say natural morph, I'm not sure what you mean because morphs aren't so natural. But you mean it's what they call a normal, right? Just not a morph. All right, let's see who we can get next. So he's done. She's done. Now this one's too big. I'm gonna have to go with Chunk. Chunk the Death Adder. Alright. I wonder if I can clean off that. Hold on a second. I wonder if I can clean off that mouse. That, whatever the hell it is, that hot fudge got so dirty. There's too many totes in here. Give me one sec, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna need more mice also. I have to heat them up. When I say heat them up, I mean boil them because, heat is fine, whatever, but it's the hydration that I'm going for. Alright, let's see if we could just get Chunk to eat them. Let's see if we can get old Chunky. Chunk he's an eater. And Chunk does live here. He does. He won't be here much longer, but he does live in this room. He's one of the few that does live in this room. Alright. Chunko, what's up, buddy? He's gonna need a bigger one. Alright, baby. Watch how fast he is. This is small for him. Man, he's growing. Baby. Hey, Chunk, wake up. Boom! You can't even see it. Our eyes, we can't see it. It's 3 times faster than we can see. You have to just watch it afterwards in slow motion. You really can't see it. She's natural morph. I got a ball because retics are beautiful, but I don't have the space for 20 feet of snake. I understand. I have retics. Yeah, like wild type, yeah, normal. I love the normal parrot. Me too. I like ball pythons, but the natural patterning on a retic to me is like, oh, God. And that's the one that so much clothing is based on, right? Like women's clothing, they don't know that. But reticulated, it has some meaning, there's a meaning to the word. Like, I'm not sure how to put it. I'm not sure I understand it, but I know what I mean. Like intricate. See what Chunk does. Now, this is not a big meal for him. And I do feed him a little extra because, they grow so much and his metabolism is such. Oh, I wouldn't say his metabolism. They have the strangest metabolism. Like, they barely move. They don't do anything. But he's just going to be so big. Babies like that, they just need to eat more. And I keep him well hydrated. But, man, to be honest, I should have put him in the water first. I messed that up. So I'm going to have to boil his next couple. How much would you guess chalupa weighs? At least 10 pounds. Maybe between 10 and 12. Which is heavier than you would think. It's heavier than a 10-pound weight. The way it's distributed is just very hard. Any big snake. Like you hold a giant retic around a condo, oh my God, it's just terrible. It's so much, it's so much heavier than they seem. Net light. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, net light. There's also reticulated giraffe. Oh, I didn't know that. This is Chunk. Yes, sir. This is Chunko. Um, on TikTok or no, Instagram or something, this guy, he was tripping me out because he says, "Why do you name him Junkie?" I said, "I didn't name him Junkie." He's like, "Did you get him from a crackhead or save him or something?" I said, "What are you talking about?" No, I sometimes call him Chunky. His name is Chunk. It's kind of funny. But I might have to turn the phone off after he eats one or two. And this is so uncomfortable for me. You hear him? He doesn't like that I'm here. I may let him eat in peace. It's okay, Chunko. You're a good boy. I tell you what, guys. I'm gonna go boil some because I really should have hydrated him first, and it scares me when I don't. You know how I am. So I'm gonna get off. I'll be back in like say 15 minutes. That's all it should take. And if you'd like to join, love puff. Yeah, I got a puff at it. But this is a gaboon viper. They're from the same Bitters family. But I'll be back. If you're not coming back, I hope you have a great Labor Day and enjoy the rest of this 3-day weekend. And if you are coming back, I look forward to it. All right, guys, catch you in a bit. Oh, sorry to scare you, baby. Sorry.